how to build a culture where everybody speaks.
How can employees participate in speaking honestly?
तो ये तो बहुत डिफिकल्ट है.
We have unknowingly made it in our own organization also.
मैंने ऐसा कुछ कह दिया कि पसंद नहीं आया.
Hey, I am an entrepreneur, but that doesn't mean that I don't have feelings.
I am here to listen. I
Yeah.
am not here to make any judgments or pass any conclusions
Yes.
from this.
It is not going to happen like that.
Hi and welcome to another episode of NVC Hacks for Entrepreneurs. I am Piyush Thakkar. I am co-founder and director at Thinkonic Software Private Limited.
And I'm Chaitanya Kanoria. I am a non-violent communication coach. I help people talk honestly and listen with care so that they are happy inside and get along well with each other.
So Chaitanya, in today's episode, I want to discuss about an important thing, which is like how to build a culture where everybody speaks
Yeah.
freely, right? What happens is certain times, like as an entrepreneur, you go out and speak up with your team, where a large group of people are standing there, and then you ask for any questions, suggestions, any kind of doubts, and everybody in the room is silent.
Quiet, yeah.
Yeah, and then you start to feel like मैंने ऐसा कुछ कह दिया को पसंद नहीं आया, या ऐसा कुछ हो गया क्या कि जो कोई कुछ बोल नहीं रहा है, राइट? सो फ्रीली बोलते नहीं है, उसका क्या रीजन हो सकता है और इसके लिए हम क्या कर सकते हैं?
What you are asking, I think I'll just understand your question first, is that when an entrepreneur wants a feedback about something, so he gives a suggestion or asks for an opinion, asks for suggestions, and then he gets silence. And I think many times this happens that he says, "Is everything okay? Are you all happy?" And everybody says yes. But they have a lot of unexpressed opinions and suggestions which they don't say. I think this is the situation where you want to know how can employees participate in speaking honestly.
Yeah, without the fear that this
Without the fear.
might be used against them, or
Yes.
the entrepreneur or the business owner might feel bad. मैंने ऐसा कुछ बोल दिया तो.
Ha, right. So, see, it is a very unfortunate situation because what has happened is that in our culture, suppose you are the entrepreneur, I am the employee. Okay. But the place where I may have come from, if I have seen a lot of criticism, ridicule when I have expressed myself honestly in the past, so I might have a fear that if I express myself honestly, again I will be ridiculed or criticized. So that fear holds me back. That could be one reason, that it could be my own past conditioning, which is there in our culture, which is a broad thing, which our society and our culture gives us, which we get from that. That is the first thing. The second thing is, suppose you are the entrepreneur, I am employee number one, and Prerna, let's say, is employee number two. Okay. Now, I am just seeing that when Prerna expressed her opinions previously, you gave a non-encouraging reaction, or you started advising her, or you said, no, that's not correct, that's not true, and you proved her wrong or something like this. Now, I have just seen that and I have made a conclusion that I don't think I'm going to express my feelings and thoughts openly in front of Piyush. So, that culture which I was talking about in the larger society, we have unknowingly made it in our own organization also. Now that we have identified the problem, what is the solution? The solution is to have separate activities of trust building and communication building, where we can play games which are not related to the exact project in hand, but we can have a communication game or something like this, or whatever has gone on in your family today or in the last week, you share, and everybody listens without giving any opinion, without giving any suggestion, just letting the emotions of that person be present there. Then what people will start observing is that I am safe to express myself. I am safe to express myself over here. It is a safe place. Once they
Yeah.
start getting this feeling of safety, then they will start expressing their opinions in front of the entrepreneur.
Okay, so create an environment
Yeah.
where they feel safe to share the stuff, right?
Yeah.
Without being judged
Yes.
and without being corrected. So
Yes.
create an environment where you would say, I am here to listen. I
Yeah.
am not here to make any judgments or pass any conclusions from
Yes.
this, right?
Yes.
तो ये तो बहुत डिफिकल्ट है बिकॉज somebody like you and I are also talking and in my
हाँ.
mind is going out, ये इसने सही बोला, ये गलत बोला, ये सही बोला, ये गलत बोला, ये ऐसा क्यों कर रहा है, वो वैसा
हाँ.
क्यों नहीं कर रहा है. तो ये कैसे होगा, लाइक हाउ विल दिस हैपन इवेंचुअली, लाइक.
हाँ, तो this requires like if you ask me if somebody is interested in learning tennis for example, तो आप पूछेंगे टेनिस कैसे सीखेंगे, तो धीरे धीरे आप जाना शुरू करो, कोचिंग लेना शुरू करो, तो धीरे धीरे स्किल्स डेवलप होती है, फिर आप उसको यूज करना शुरू करते हो, फॉर एग्जांपल टूर्नामेंट्स में पार्टिसिपेट किया, छोटे कॉम्पिटिशन्स में पार्टिसिपेट किया, रोज प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं, तो फिर हमारा स्किल डेवलप होता है एंड देन वी बिकम बेटर टेनिस प्लेयर्स. ऐसा नहीं होने वाला है कि सडनली I come one morning and I say in a meeting that, okay, this is a safe space and you say whatever you want to say honestly, and people will start expressing their thoughts and suggestions and emotions. It is not going to happen like that. They need to know at a very deep level that their thoughts and feelings are going to be heard and cared for. मतलब उनकी फीलिंग्स और थॉट्स के बारे में भी कोई केयर कर रहा है, और ये वन साइडेड नहीं है. आप भी उनसे बोल सकते हो कि भाई आई एम एन एंटरप्रेन्योर बट दैट डजंट मीन दैट आई डोंट हैव फीलिंग्स. I also go through confusion. So I also want presence. So will you be willing to give me some presence? I am a human being just like you. I have thoughts, I have made mistakes. We are all the same in that way. So when that culture is built up, then they will slowly start to come out with their thoughts, feelings, and once we understand each other and connect each other at the emotional level, at the human needs level, then we will realize that there will be an immense amount of trust, an immense amount of transparency in communication, honesty, and empathy, understanding, and then the problems will have a much better chance of getting resolved.
Okay, so to sum up, create
Yeah.
an environment where you are heard, right? And do not judge. And this will only come with practice, with small meetings or workshops, wherein slowly people will open up. It is not going to happen tomorrow, but it is going to happen gradually, right?
Hmm.
So thank you so much, Chaitanya, for giving us such a great insight on how to build healthy communication culture in the team and let people to express themselves without being judged. So this was the topic for this week. We'll see you in the next week with another interesting topic.